So we're back, and today we're just going to go for a quick flight in the newly reconfigured Almost Aviation Cockpit. We're still rocking the new autopilot panel, of course. The only other change we've got is reinstatement of the flight of the fire control panel up here. It's also got the old autopilot panel on. That does still function. It duplicates the functions of the new one, but it's redundant. We're not going to use that. But we've got the emergency fuel cut-off switches. We've got the fire test switch, and you'll see that the fire extinguisher handles are now illuminated, courtesy of Air Manager. A couple of LEDs went into there very nicely. We can do the fire detection system test now. We can do that. We can go for the fire bell mute. That all works fine. So that just adds a nice bit of functionality back in. It improves the look of the cockpit. I think that's a great panel. I was sorry to get rid of that. And of course we've also got the speakers on that panel, so we can use that for the external comms, including the ATIS, of course. We've got ATIS frequency set up.
Kilo Romeo Tango X-ray airport information India 13.
And if we ever get back to using Pilot Edge for ATC, that's what we'll be using. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to take off, we're going to fly. Now, do you know, just this weekend gone, Orbix had yet another sale, and I became very close to buying the GB South True Earth product, which is relatively recently released for P3D. It was 30% off. But you know, the other thing that happened was I toyed with the idea once again of buying the only North American region I don't have. Well, I thought I didn't have California, Northern California. And when I went to buy that, I realised I'd already bought it in the last sale, and I hadn't even installed it. And you know, the truth is, I've got so many of these Orbix airports sitting around that I've bought in sales that I haven't even installed, let alone flown from. I thought, you know, don't be dumb and buy something new. I didn't even really want True Earth South. I want Central, and then possibly North for P3D. And there's some teething troubles anyway with the South product, so let's wait for the bugs to shake themselves out, and then we'll go for that. So today I thought we'd go for a flight in some of the underused North American scenery. We're at Vernonia. I'm going to go between three of my favourite PNW strips. This is Vernonia 05S, and we're going to fly to Goen, W52, just a short hop of about 26 miles, and then probably on to Walter Sutton's field, which is another one of my favourite strips for a long time. And we do it in a twin Otter, of course. So let's get set up and we'll see you there. What we'll do is we're going to dial in the BTG Battleground VOR to help us out. I don't think Walter Sutton's is going to be in the GPS. Let's try and just dial in Goen first of all. That might be in the GPS. W52. There it is. So we put direct to that. If we dial in 116.6 on nav 1, 116.1234556, and if you watch the HSI, okay, we don't have that because we're on the ground. Don't think we'll try and ident that. If we fly to that, rather than flying straight to Goen, we'll fly to the VOR, then we'll take the 346 radial. So if I dial that in on nav 1, so we're going to take off. We need to do pretty much a 180 to get out of here. Let's go. Kind of bumpy here on a dirt strip or a turf strip. This is a really nice strip. There's another companion strip to Goen. Oops, there's that VOR. I keep saying Goen, Vernonia. Barrow Field, which is a tiny strip, really hard to find and really tricky to land on. you could just about get the twin Otter in, but it's only 1,200 feet long, so we're not going to go there today. We'll go up to, let's go up to 3,500, just because we can. Go into autopilot straight away. Altitude alert. We go to nav hold, we're on the GPS. That should take us to Goen. If I redial that in, I did say we'd fly to the VOR. We could fly to the VOR on the tracking the VOR itself, but let's fly to the VOR on the GPS. BTG, we select that, direct to, so that's going to put us to the south of the airport, just give us more of a predictable approach. That's a 5-mile approach from the VOR. Of course, in real life, if we looked at that on the chart, we're going to be under some airspace. The Portland class Charlie, we need to technically stay below 2,000 feet, but we're not going to bother about that too much. We're going to just kind of ignore that airspace because we're not flying with ATC today. I should have checked the en route safe altitudes actually. Because we're going directly to the VOR, we should fly pretty much directly over two other airfields just before the river. That's a very small private strip, Grab Horns it's called, and then Scappoose is another one. And we should be heading for heavily built up area, Vancouver to the north, and then across to the south, Portland of course. If we want to cross check with that VOR, we want to leave that outbound radial set on nav 1, but if we dial the same frequency into nav 2, 116.6, nav 2 is up here, 116.6, we could watch that come alive here. We should ident that as well. Meanwhile, if we just centre that up, okay, that's ID'd. Centre up nav 2 on a 2 indication. That should give us pretty much our actual track, which is 080 or 086 on the showing on the GPS. So that's as expected, more or less. So there's the river system overhead. We should be seeing, there's that must be Scappoose to the right, and there should be a little private strip down there somewhere. Maybe it's right below us. If we switch to VLOC now, it's going to take us onto that radial that we've chosen. Okay, so there's the strip over to the right, so we'll do it from this end. This is going to be a really bad approach. We should have, well, I should worry less about filming and more about flying. We should really fly around the block and come in from the other end, but we'll do a couple of beats here just to lose a bit of height. Still at 2,000 feet. So the strip's just there. This is a really nice strip. It's kind of a turf dirt strip. You know, fairly built up. Well, not exactly built up area, but quite a lot around. There's a big car park at this end, which is a good landmark. Doing 80 knots, still a bit high, but I think it's kind of uphill from this end, so we should be okay. Very steep. I think we make full use of our reverse thrust. We'll come off on this taxiway here, go around the top. This twin Otter taxiing in P3D is really tedious. Doesn't work very well at all. So this is Goen. Basically heading straight that way. There's Tom Mountain there, we could just head straight for that. What we'll do is we'll come in, fly up this valley towards that conical hill, that's called Tum. What we'll do is we'll come in, fly up this valley, wall if you like. And descend pretty much along these power lines here, and then land in this direction. That's not a bad approach. Okay, I'm going to use reverse. That's not me, that's just bumpy ground. There we go. Walt Sutton's private strip. Those are weird looking trees over there to the left. Not quite sure what's going on with them.